In this lesson, I'll show you how to expand your blues solos beyond the sound of the pentatonic scales. Premium members have access to an extended cut of today's lesson with slow explanations plus downloadable tab files and the interactive Sound Slice tab player for this lesson. Plus, you get access to over 50 step-by-step courses to help you play better blues, just like the brand new Mixolydian Masterclass course that will really help you add some sweetness to your blues leads. If you're not already a member, you can find out how to join BGI at the link in the description, but right now, let's get started with today's lesson. This piece is in the key of A and it's based on the Mixolydian mode, but we're definitely going to highlight some other things. We're going to highlight the chord changes, so we're going to think about our E chord, E7, and our D7 once we get to those in the progression. And we're not going to leave the minor pentatonic scale completely in the dust. We're going to feature a note or two out of that, just to kind of put everything together into an expressive solo. Here are the first couple of phrases. Takes us all the way into the chord change where we're changing into a D7, but we're going to go back and talk about where that comes from. I mentioned the Mixolydian mode kind of driving the bus here in this solo, and we can lay it out on the fretboard right here. And we do this a lot in the Mixolydian Masterclass. There's our root, and we'll go up to the major second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so far just like the major scale, right? But then we hit that flat 7, that minor 7th note that gives this the real Mixolydian sound before going up to the root. So to recap, and of course we've got another octave below that we can play here. Same notes, just lower. All right, so that's what we're working with. Now let's revisit those phrases with that in mind. We start out with a big bend, couple of bends that really start on the major second, but we're really aiming for the major third. Before doing a quick bend and release, down to the A, down to the F sharp. And then climbing up that third string. So we get that G, that Mixolydian note in there before finishing out the phrase. With this A being held for a second and then the F sharp. And then what we do is kind of move through those same notes in a way, but we're going to take this out of this position and start climbing up the neck and get ready to shift into our D, which we're actually going to target this D note on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And here's the lick that gets us there. Right? And then we're ready to go right from here, right up to that 7th fret. All right, so altogether, the first set of phrases are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, from here over D, this is what we've got. It's a bit of a mixed bag. We're playing now, switching over to D7. So we're switching our thinking to D, right? And we're going to start out nice and easy with a D note. Hit it again, and then cross over to this A on the 4th string. But then we go back to the 5th fret, and that really gives us some of the D7 vibes here, right? It's right in a D7 chord, so it's an important note to call out. But here's where we start to call upon some notes from the D minor pentatonic scale. Again, we've switched our thinking from A and A Mixolydian really now to thinking really a lot about chord tones, but then we're sneaking in this cool little bluesy bend on the minor 3rd of D, right? And just bending that up. And I'm playing that with my middle finger since it's just right there, ready to push up and do its job. All right, and we add a little bit more minor pentatonic in the context of D, right? Just to get us out of the next measure. But right here, we start to move back into A. And we're kind of playing with the minor and major sound here once we do, with that hammer on from the 5th fret up to the 6th. That's a C, the minor 3rd of A, up to the C sharp, the major 3rd of A. So we're headed to the 9th fret. Right here. So we want to hit this E note right when the progression moves to E. So that's right on the downbeat. But then we're going to pull off, and then I want to just arpeggiate this little E7 chord shape here. Remember, I was kind of playing it here just to illustrate D7. You can play it like this. It doesn't have to look terribly uncomfortable, but this is the way I'm playing it. And this is an E7 up here. And I'm just picking through the chord tones. So that B, again, we're switching our thinking to E now, okay? So I've got that B, and then the D note, which is the flat 7. And then up on top, there's the G sharp, all situated right here in this shape. And again, I'm thinking about E7 specifically. Play it like this, play it like that, doesn't matter. But what I'm doing is letting those tones ring. That's a great way to let everybody know you know the chord that's being played. And then we're going to do that again, but we're going to shift everything down into D. So everything that happened up here, basically with some small tweaks to the phrasing, just shifts down a whole step as the band is moving down from E into the D chord. All right. And we're going to catch this A after a couple of quick scratches on our way back to this bend, but we're going to do something pretty special this time. And now the progression has cycled back around to A, by the way. So we're going to hit this and then bend up, and then I'm going to hold that bend for a quarter note, and then I'm going to play 16th notes beginning with beat 2. So 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And after that, I'm going to do some really quick picking in this last measure. And what I'm doing here is starting with the D on the 2nd string, and then walking down the 3rd string, 4, 2, 0. And then I'm kind of doing that same pattern, but starting with the note lower. So this time I'm going to start with the B note here. And then go a note lower, right, to finish the pattern. And that happens to be here on the F sharp. All right, so from the F sharp, we'll switch over and start this pattern with the open 3rd string. So we've got... All right, and then I just walk down the 4th string, and then I want to make sure and hit that G sharp. The reason is this is the beat where the progression is going to E. So I want to play that G sharp right out of the chord, E or E7, right? That third is in there, and it's a great way to call out this chord change. So we've got, and then all I'm doing is ending this, coming up to the 2nd fret, and really mainly focusing on the A here, but sounds kind of cool if you hit that C sharp as well on this 2nd string. Remember to join BGI if you're not already a member. I'd love to have you join the members that are really digging in and learning how to play better blues. Just click or tap right over here, and I'll see you inside BGI. Until next time, practice smart and play on.